Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this video is going to be a review of long division. Our first example problem is 7,855 divided by 5, and I'm going to go through step by step how to solve that problem. So step one, we want to divide by the smallest number possible. So we're looking for the number within the number. Only rule is the number inside the square that you start with. It has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside the square. So we're dividing by 5, so that means the first number we start dividing by, it's got to be either equal to or greater than 5. So if we look at the first digit, 7 is greater than 5, so we can actually start out with one digit by one digit division. There is going to be a remainder here. So 7 divided by 5, if we count by 5s, we can see how many groups of 5 go into 7. So 5, that's one group of 5. Now if I count by 5 again, I'm too far, because 10 would be what the number that's next if I keep counting by 5. So we're only able to get one group of 5 within 7, and there is going to be a remainder. Now the closest we could get to 7 without going over is 5. So 5 is the number that we have to subtract from 7 to determine our remainder. So we have to do 7 minus 5. 7 minus 5. Now let me erase the numbers that we skip counted here. All right. So 7 minus 5. 7 minus 5 equals 2. So we have a remainder of 2. Next, we are going to bring down the 8. And that number becomes 28. So now we have to do 28 divided by 5. Figure out how many groups of 5 go into 28. 5, that's one group of 5. 10, two groups of 5. 15, three groups of 5. 20, we're now at 4 groups of 5. 25, 5 groups of 5. Now, if we count by 5 again, the next number would be 30, which is too far. 30 is too far. But we ended up counting by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We were able to get 5 full groups of 5 within 28. So 28 divided by 5 equals 5. There is a remainder. There will be a remainder there. And I'm going to explain how we figure out what the remainder is. We figure out the remainder is by subtracting the number that we were closest to. So the closest we could get to 28 without going over is 25. So 25 is what we need to subtract to figure out what our remainder is. So 28 minus 25 equals 3. Now we have to bring the next number down. If we bring down the 5, the new number now is 35. We have to do 35 divided by 5. Figure out how many groups of 5 go into 35. 5, that's one group. 10, two groups. 15, three groups of 5. 20, 4 groups of 5. 25, 5 groups of 5. 30, we are now at 6 groups of 5. 35, 7 groups of 5. We ended up counting by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. 35 divided by 5 equals 7. And there is no remainder here. As you can see, we're going to subtract. We always subtract the very last number that we skip counted without passing the number. So 35 minus 35, we subtract that. There is no remainder there. Bringing down the final number now. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. And if we do 5 minus 5, that equals 0. There is no remainder, so we have our final answer. 7,855 divided by 5 equals 1,571. All right, moving on to the next example. $2,495 divided by 5. So step 1, we want to divide by the smallest number possible. We look for the number within the number. Now here we cannot start out with 1 digit by 1 digit division because 5 is bigger than 2. You can't get any groups of 5 within 2. But we can start out with 2 digit by 1 digit division. If we look at the first 2 digits, we have 24. 24 divided by 5 we can divide by. There will be a remainder, but we can get groups of 5 within 24. So counting by 5s now. 5, that's 1 group of 5. 10, 2 groups of 5. 15, 3 groups of 5. We're counting, we're going to try to see as many groups as we can get before going within 24. 20, we're at 4 groups of 5. Now, if I count by 5 again, I'll be at 25, and that will be too far. 25 is too far, right? 25 is past 24. But I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4 full groups of 5 within 24. Now, to find our remainder, we have to subtract the last number that we skip counted. So the last number that we skip counted without passing 24 is 20. So 20 is what we need to subtract. (24 minus 20 equals 4). Next, we bring down the 9. Now the 4 becomes 49. Now we have to figure out how many groups of 5 go into 49. 5, that's 1 group of 5. 10, 2 groups. 15, 3 groups. 20, we are at 4 groups of 5. We're going to keep counting by 5s because remember, we want to get as many groups as we can until without passing the number 49. So I'm going to keep counting now. 25, 5 groups of 5. 30, 6 groups of 5. 35, 7 groups of 5. 40, 8 groups of 5. 45, 9 groups of 5. Now, if we count by 5 again, we'll be at 50, and that's too far. 50 is past 49. But we were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 groups of 5 within 49. So 49 divided by 5 equals 9 with the remainder. And we're going to figure out that remainder by subtracting the last number that we skip counted. So 45 was as close as we could get to 49 without going over. If we counted 5 again, we would have been past 49. So 49 minus 45. (49 minus 45 equals 4. We have a remainder of 4. Next, we bring down the 5. Then 45 divided by 5. So we got to figure out how many groups of 5. We kind of already did this, right? We counted by 5s. We counted from 5 to 45. So 45 divided by 5 does equal 9. I could do the skip counting by 5 again, but I don't want to be redundant here because it's going to end up being the same answer. But this time we subtract 45 because there's no remainder here. We landed right on 45. 45 minus 45 equals 0. And we have our final answer. 2,495 divided by 5 equals 499. All right, stay tuned for the final example problem of the video. $2,495 divided by 5 equals 499. Remember that, let that resonate. All right, next problem. The final example problem of the video. This next one I'll make a little more simple. I'm going to make this next one shorter. $575 divided by 5. So step one, we divide by the smallest number possible. We look for the number within the number. Only rule is the number inside the square has to be equal to or bigger than the number outside the square. So 5 divided by 5, that works. The number inside can be equal to the number outside, it just can't be smaller. So 5 divided by 5, if we count by 5s, 5, we're already there. We got one group of 5. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. And we only had to count by 5 one time to get there. So 5 minus 5 equals 0. There is no remainder. Next, we bring down the 7. Seven divided by 5. So again, counting by 5s, 5, that's one group of 5. 10 would be too far. 10 would be too far. So we got one group of 5. 7 divided by 5 is also 1, but there is a remainder here. To find the remainder, we always subtract the last number that we skip counted. So 5 was as close as we could get to 7 without going over. So 7 minus 5 equals 2. So we have a remainder of 2. We bring down the 5. Now we have to figure out how many groups of 5 we can get within 25. Here we go. 5, that's one group. 10, 2 groups of 5. 15, 3 groups of 5. 20, 4 groups of 5. 25, 5 groups of 5. We had to count by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to get to 25. Last number that we skip counted is 25. That's what we subtract to determine if there is a remainder or not. $25 minus 25 equals 0, so there is no remainder. So we have our final answer. 575 divided by 5 equals 115. All right, that is my video for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. And if there is an area of math or reading that you're having difficulty with, put that in the comments, and I'll do a future video on that skill. Until next time, this is Mr. Camilleri signing off. Have a great day, and God bless. Shout out to everybody that tuned in the video. I appreciate you. If you love the video, please hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm. I am so glad that you're here.